Hello there, in this video I will show you how to get your VRoid to VRChat, and this tutorial will only be for the PC version because for Quest you need to do some additional stuff and I don't want to make an hour-long video again. So for Quest either refer to the previous one or wait for the new one that I'm gonna make. The previous one does have some things I got wrong. They're fixed in the pinned comment, but I got asked to record a tutorial that would show the steps instead of just telling you what to do. So yeah, this is the new updated tutorial that's hopefully not gonna be an hour long. Alright then, so when it comes to things that you will need to get is obviously VRoid Studio because you need to make your avatar in it. I'm using the version that I got from Steam. You also will need Blender. I'm using Blender 4.2. This is not the only Blender that you can use. I recommend using 3.6 or later. I'm using 4.2 because this is easier for me and I'm used to this one. If you want to follow my tutorial one by one and you want your things to look as close to mine as possible, then get this one as well. So you will press download here. And here you will pick the one that your system uses. If you're on Linux, on Mac, or on Windows, I get the installer. And you will also need the VRM add-on for Blender. So on this website, you will scroll down. Depending on the version of Blender that you get, you will need to either press one of those links or this link right here. I have 4.2, so I get this one first. And here, if we scroll down, there's a button that says Get Add-on. And here you can either drag and drop it into Blender, so open Blender, open a generic scene, and drag and drop it inside, or you can download a zip file here. I'm gonna download a zip file because I'm gonna show you how to install that later. Alright, and here is the Cast Blender plugin. This is the unofficial one that we're gonna be using. Press download now, and right here choose your Blender version. I'm using 4.2, so we're gonna click view GitHub release. And here we're gonna get the zip file. Save. This one is optional. This is the material combiner. I recommend getting it because it's always better for performance reasons to have as little materials as possible, and VRoids have a ton of materials. So I always recommend getting the material combiner. So click the zip file right here, download. The next thing you will need is, if you are on Windows, get Creator Companion. So go to this website right here that I'm gonna link, scroll down to download, and here you will see Creator Companion is available on the VRChat website, or download the latest version directly. So click either this or that. If you are on Mac or on Linux, get Alcom instead of VRC Creator Companion. You can get this if you're on Windows as well. If you're on Windows, get whichever one you want. I'm going to be using the Creator Companion. If you're on Mac or on Linux, get Alcom. So just press download here. Here, you will also need the Unity Hub. So to get it, go to this website that I'm going to link and press download. And here, pick whichever one you use. Download for Windows or for Mac or for Linux. I'm going to do Windows. And the next thing that we'll need is the Unity version that VRChat is using. Currently, VRChat is on Unity version 2022.3.22 F1. And to get it, you will go to this website that I'm going to link, and you will... and to get it, you are gonna go to this website that I'm gonna link, and I recommend installing the Unity Hub first. So if you have Unity Hub installed, so what you're gonna do is go to your files, go to the Unity Hub that you downloaded, and this is gonna show you a pop-up, go through all of the steps, agree to everything, blah blah blah, install it. Alright, and once you've installed Unity, when you open it for the first time and log in or make an account, it will prompt you to install an editor. Just skip through that. There should be a skip button somewhere. And instead of downloading the editor that Unity recommends, which is the newest one, which is not the one that VRChat uses, you will need to go onto the website that I have linked And right here, if you have Unity Hub installed, click this link. So click that. It will prompt you to open Unity Hub. And here it will show you this. Do not check the Microsoft Visual Studio. If this is checked, uncheck it because you don't need that. And click install right here. And this is gonna take a little bit, so just wait for it, go do something else, and come back when it's done. In the meantime, you can install the other apps. Okay, so once you've installed Unity Hub and press the link that was on the website to install the editor, you can install Blender, for example. So double click that, go through all of the steps. After you're done installing all of the files, you'll need to install the Blender add-ons. So those are those three. Do not unzip them. Keep those files zipped and open Blender. All right, and when you have Blender open, in the new file, click General, and if you're installing the VRM add-on by drag and drop it here in the middle. But if you have the zip file, go to File, Preferences, Add-ons, click this arrow right here and install from disk. And here you will need to select your zip files. So the VRM add-on, the cuts plugin, and the material combiner. Select one and click install from disk and do the same for the other ones. I'm not gonna do it because I already have those plugins installed. And once you install them, go to your add-ons list right here and make sure that your plugins are selected. So here the VRM format is ticked, the cuts plugin is ticked, and the material combiner is as well ticked. After you're done installing all of the Blender plugins, I recommend you close your Blender and restart it, open it again. You also need to get the VRChat Creator Companion or Alcom. If you get Alcom, you will need to unzip this, so extract this. And this one you will double click. All right, and after you've installed the Creator Companion or Alcom, you will need to make sure that the correct Unity version is connected to it. In VRChat Creator Companion, you do it through settings. If you just launched the app for the first time, it should show you like a pop-up asking you to connect the Unity editor. But if it didn't, go to settings, and here you will see Unity editors and selected editor, and make sure that this path leads you to the correct editor version, which is 2022.3.22 F1. All right, and this add-on is optional. This is GoGo Loco, which is like a posing system for your avatar. You may have seen it in like some public avatars. It's very helpful if you don't have a headset or don't have full body tracking and want more control on your avatar's poses and movements. You can get it either on one of these websites or on or through VCC or Alcom, whichever one you're using. I will get it through VCC, so I'm gonna press this button and click here for the listing and add to VCC. And it's gonna prompt me to open Creator Companion. It opens settings. It opened the respiratory listing URL. I already have GoGo Loco installed, so it's probably lagging a little bit and doesn't know what to do. But if you wouldn't have GoGo Loco already, it would show you like a pop-up and you would just press OK or add in the bottom corner. All right, so the next step is obviously to export your VRoid model. So go here and export as VRM. And here you can go to reduce polygons. You can set it up however you want. If you want to add the more facial expressions, you can disable this. Basically do whatever you want, except I don't recommend going to reduce materials because we're gonna combine materials in Blender. And in Blender, you have more control over what you combine with each other, while here VRoid doesn't really do a good job, and it's better if you have more control over it in Blender. So just skip the reduce materials, but besides that, you can set it up however you want. Basically, the only thing that matters for this case is the name, because it's required, and the creator, because it's required as well. When you export it and convert it to a VRChat format, which is an FBX, all of this information is going to disappear, so you don't need to bother filling this out. You can pick either VRM0 or VRM1. I'm doing VRM0. All right, so export. All right, and now you can make a project in Blender. All right, and when you're in Blender, pick General. And right here, you will see like a cube, a light, and a camera, if I remember correctly. like some of this stuff. So press A on your keyboard, and this is gonna select everything, and press X and delete. And this is gonna delete all those things, and also go to File, Defaults, and Save Startup File, and overwrite. And this is gonna make sure that anytime you open Blender, you are gonna have nothing here, because if you have things here, that could interrupt your model workflow and could cause errors later on in Unity, and we don't want that. So now you will press N on your keyboard. And if you install all of the plugins correctly, you should see CADS, Material Combiner, and VRM add-on. So in CADS, go to Import Model, press this button, locate your VRM file, and import any model. All right, and it has imported. And right here, you will go to MMD options. And here, you will see this Fix MMD Model button. This button should only be used on MMD models and certain VRM models, VRoid being one of them, so go ahead and press the button. You're gonna get a warning telling you to not use this button if your model is made for VRChat. This one isn't, so press OK. Alright, and as you can see, it made a little bit more sense of our model. It deleted things that VRChat doesn't use, so that's good. And now we are gonna go to Visamis. And here you will pick the correct visamis for all of those spots, which is gonna go A, O, and I in the third one. Here you can pick the intensivity if you want. I keep it at 1 all the time and just press create. All right. And here we can see that it was successful. Now you can go to eye tracking. And here pick your eye bones, which is gonna be eye left and eye right. And press rotate eye bones. Alright, and now if we zoom in on our model, I am zooming in by pressing Shift and the middle mouse button. We can zoom in, and here click the arrow and hide the body with the eye icon. As you can see, our eye bones are correct because VRChat needs the eye bones to be straight up like this. Those two are the eye bones. And they were previously laying horizontally, which is not good, and this button rotated them to be correct. And this step is something that I do myself. So I click the armature and I go to edit mode right here at the top, and I press this icon right here to straighten the view. And then I select this joint right here and turn on mirroring mode, which is this butterfly X icon right here. And here is the moving button. And I move the shoulder bones to be straight with the arms. This is something that I do, it's just a cosmetic thing. I found that VRoid models sometimes have like saggy shoulders if you import them to VRChat, and straightening the shoulder bones sort of helps that, so I always do it. Alright, and additionally, another thing that you can do, go to this search bar right here and search for J underscore. Alright, and here you can see some bones that are named with J underscore something something. You can ignore the bust bones and you can ignore the hair bones, because what can be an issue is the bones from the shirt and the bottoms. Depending on what preset you used for the clothing, you may get some. And if you import this to Unity as is, you're gonna get some errors about like bones not being the first children, because Unity organizes bones alphabetically. So to solve that, you will double click these bones and you are gonna add this symbol in front of them. It's this symbol. On my keyboard, it's next to the 1 key if I press Shift. So do that for all of the shirt and the bottom bones. And that's gonna ensure that those bones go at the bottom of the list, because they don't start with a letter, but a symbol that's gonna go at the bottom. All right, and now that this is done, you can stop searching here. We've renamed those bones, so that's fine. I will show the body again. And click N to bring up this menu one more time. And now we will save our project. So go to File and Save As. I recommend making a folder for it, so I'm gonna call it pre-merge. So I'm gonna title this pre-merge as well. this is gonna be our save for before merging the materials, because unmerging the materials can be very challenging. So just have a backup in case you make a mistake, so you can always go back to it. I will go back to object mode. I'm gonna save this again, and I'm gonna save it as again, and I will make a new folder, and I'm gonna call it post merge, and I will save this file as post merge. All right, and now we have it saved. I believe that if you are opening CATS and Material Combiner for the first time, it's gonna prompt you to install like a script or something. So just press install to install that, and then you will be able to use the Material Combiner. So right here, press generate material list, and this is gonna generate a list of all of your materials. All right, and one important thing to remember is that materials that you want to use different shaders on should be kept separate. So those will definitely be materials that are transparent. So for example, eye highlights, or if my model wore glasses, those will be glasses as well. I will untick the eye highlight, and I don't have glasses, so I don't need to untick that. If you would like to have any clothing toggles, you will also keep those materials separate. I will, for example, do this for shoes. So I untick the transparent materials, and I untick the shoes that I'm gonna have a fictional toggle for, and I will press save atlas too, and that's gonna create atlas. And as you can see, the way our model looks changed a little bit, but you don't need to worry about it. And right here, you can rename actually the material, and this is gonna rename the slot in Unity, making it easier for you to assign all of the materials later on. And as you can see, everything is combined. Additional thing that you may want to keep in mind if you want to make like toggles for clothing is that the mesh for the clothing that you want to toggle should probably be kept separate, because most toggles are done by turning off a game object. As you can see, currently we only have one mesh, one game object, which is the body mesh, but we can go to edit mode while having the body selected. I will click away to deselect everything, and I will go to materials, which is this red box right here, and I will select the shoes and press select. And this highlighted all of the shoes, and now I'm gonna go to mesh, separate by selection, by selection, and I will go back to object mode, and here we have our shoes and our body. I will click on the body and click on the shoe material and delete it from here. And I will click on the shoes and delete the other materials from here. So in case you want some toggles, maybe you have two different sheds you want to switch in between, keep those sheds separate, so you'll have body and shed 1, shed 2. So that's how you do it. And then there are a bunch of tutorials online on how to make toggles for clothing. Maybe I'm gonna make my own one day, I'm not sure. All right, and once this is done, you will save your file and go to File, External Data, and Unpack Resources. And I will select the first option. And as you can see, this saved our textures into a folder. As you can see, I opened the folder, and here we have the texture from the Material Combiner, and we have a textures folder. And as you can see right here, we have all of the textures that are on our model, as well as the uncombined textures from the Material Combiner. So what I'm gonna do is select everything besides the thumbnail, because I don't really need it, and the textures that were combined with the Material Combiner. So I'm gonna select everything besides that. So this is gonna be the hair highlight, because that didn't get combined. Highlights don't get combined. The normal maps, which are those blue ones, and the outline thing. I don't really know what to call it. I'm gonna Control-C this, and I will make a new folder for it. And I'm gonna call it Unity Textures. And I will Control-V paste all of it in here. And I will move the texture, the merge texture right here as well. And I will rename this to body. And I will press Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V, and this is gonna create a copy of that. And I will also make another copy of that. So what we will do now is edit one of these to put the normal maps on them. And we're gonna edit the other one to put the highlights on them. If your hair doesn't use highlights, feel free to ignore the step. If you don't care about normal maps, also feel free to ignore that step. All right, so I'm gonna select the first copy and I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna open it with Paint. And as you can see right here, it opened the texture. And if I go to layers, I can add another layer above that. So I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna go to File, Import to Canvas from a file. And I will locate the Unity textures folder and I will import the first normal, which is the body normal, and it's slotted in the correct spot because it was in the corner. And I'm gonna add another layer and import another normal file. So this is gonna be maybe the face one. And this one I can move down. I'm gonna zoom in and do that for all of the normal maps that you have on your avatar. As you can see in the hair right here, the hair merged the materials or stretched them, I guess. So we will put this in the left corner. And then we're gonna Control-C and Control-V. And we're gonna put this one next to it. If your hair isn't in a corner, then obviously you would go with this tool and select whatever you need, right click delete or delete on your keyboard. So it works good. And the next thing is the scalp, which is this one. So import this. And this is gonna be smaller than our scalp, so I'm gonna right click it, resize, and I'm gonna make it twice as large. And I'm gonna zoom in and position it properly. All right, and now I can merge those. I'm gonna add another layer because we're gonna add the normals for everything that doesn't have a specific normal, which is this default one right here. And I'm gonna make it bigger. And like this, it put it in the background. So I'm gonna save this file, save. And I'm gonna open the other copy. And I will import the highlight for the hair, which is this one. And I'm gonna do the same thing, which is position it in the left corner, and then Control-C and Control-V to paste it again and position it in the other corner. And the rest of it that doesn't use emissions is just black. So I'm just gonna fill all of this with black and save it. All right, and I'm gonna rename this to be body.normal.png, and this one I will rename to body emissions. So I can delete the separate normals. I don't need that. I can delete the highlights. I don't need that. All right, and this may be helpful if you want outlines on your model. If you do want outlines on your model, I'm gonna copy the body texture again, and I will rename this to outlines, and I'm gonna edit it as well. And I will position that face on top of the face right here. And as before, I will make it 2 times as large. That's too small, so I will make it larger again. All right, and that seems to be enough. So I will position it where it should be. All right, and all of the rest I will make white, and I will save this. All right, so I can delete this. I will keep the other ones, and those are the eye highlights, which I'm also gonna keep, and those are the shoes, which in my case are a separate material. All right, and now we need to export our model. So go to File, go to Export, FBX, scroll here, and in Apply Scaling, set it to FBX All. Here, check Apply Transforms. I recommend disabling animation. Go to Armature and disable leaf bounds. This is very important, as well as this, and the Apply Scalings. Those 3 are very important, so make sure you do that, and export your FBX. Okay, so now it's time to make a project in VRChat Creator Companion or in Alcom. I will do it in VRChat Creator Companion. I will pick the Unity 2022 avatar project template. So click on it to pick it, name the project whatever you want, and press create project. You can also pick a custom location if you don't want to use the default one. All right, and right here you can get any add-ons if you want. I will get GoGo Loco because I'm going to show you how to install that. So I'm going to press plus. All right, and it has been successfully added. I will update actually to the latest VRChat SDK because it gives me the option to do so. So I will do it. Here I will also update. All right, and right here you will probably have way less packages than I do. I have all of those because I downloaded them before. I recommend that you get obviously GoGo Loco if you want the posing system for your avatar, and maybe gesture manager if you want to make some toggles later on and wanna test them in Unity, then get that as well. Press open project. And the first time you open a project, it's gonna take a little bit, so just click open and let it ping, go to something else. All right, and it has loaded in. If you were to get GoGo Loco in a Unity package, you would go to Assets, Import Package, Custom Package, and select the GoGo Loco Unity package and import it through here. Now we need to import our FBX into Unity. So I open the folder that I have the FBX in, which is right here, and I will drag it into the assets. And this is gonna think for a little bit, wait. All right. And I will also drag in the textures folder, the Unity textures folder with all of my stuff set up. And that's everything. And I will also make a folder for materials. All right, and I'm gonna click on the FBX and extract materials. And I will select the materials folder. If for some reason you're unable to extract materials, you will need to make new ones by right-clicking, create, and material. And do this as many times as many materials you have. All right, so here you will click on your FBX, go to rig, and from generic switch to humanoid and press apply. And here go to configure and press on head. And in the jawbone section, you will probably have a random hair bone. So click on it like 2 times and press backspace on your keyboard, or press on the circle and select none from the list. And scroll down and press apply and press done. All right. So now drag the FBX over here into the hierarchy, zoom in on it, and click add component. We are going to add the VRC avatar descriptor. You can search for it in the search bar, avatar descriptor, right here. So here we will press edit next to the viewpoint. I will zoom in on the avatar, and we need to position the viewpoint in between the eyes, a little bit inside of the head. I will make the number more even by doing 45, and here I'm just gonna go for 5. All right, and I'm gonna press return so it saves. And this is the point from which you will see when you are wearing your headset or when you are on desktop. All right, and go to lip sync, expand this, click auto detect, and this is gonna auto detect all of the pieces that Katz has generated for you. And I'm gonna apply materials to the avatar, so I'm gonna press on the body. And here is the materials section, so I'm gonna drag this, and I will open the materials folder through here. And on body, I will drag body. All right, so now that you're done setting up the visuals, you should probably set up your materials. If you want to use a custom shader, now is the chance to import it. I will get a custom shader. All right, the shader I'm getting is MToon, which is like the shader that VRoids use natively. So I will download the zip file right here, and I will extract it. Extract. All right, and I'm gonna drag the folder with the shader here. You can get a different shader. There are other popular shaders out there that people use a lot. This is just the one that I'm used to, so I'm using it. And I'm gonna open my materials folder. I'm gonna click on the body material, and I will log this window with the log right here. And I will set the shader to be VRM MToon, which is what I usually use. And I will go to the textures folder. And in the first slot, I will put the texture for the body. in this normal map slot, I will put the normal map for the body. And this is gonna prompt me to fix it. So I'm gonna click fix that. In the emissions, I'm gonna obviously drag emissions. I don't have a matcap, so I will use the default one, which is this small one. And if you want to have an outline, you would set it right here. So I'm gonna set it to world coordinates. I will make it maybe thinner, and I will put the outline mask right here. You can change the color of the outline here if you like. You can do whatever. All right. And scroll up and set the rendering type to cutout and the color mode to off. All right, and the rest you can set up however you wish, however you'd like. And I will also set up all of the other materials. Remember to unlock this window if you press the lock. So unlock this window, lock it on the new material, and set it up however you want, basically. The eye highlights obviously is gonna be transparent, and color mode doesn't matter for it, so I will omit that, and I will drag the texture right here. It doesn't have its own normal map, so I'm gonna drag the default one here, and I'm gonna drag the default emissions and the default markup. Now that this is set up, I will move on to the other shader, which is the shoes. Obviously, you can use custom emissions if you like. You can make your custom emissions app texture if you like. Now, this is basically almost done. Click on your avatar right here in the kayak key, and in iLook, you'll press enable, and you will either click on the circle here to select your eye bones, or you can alternatively expand the hierarchy here and look for your eye bones in the drop down right here and drag them into the correct section. And now we will set up iLook because having textures allows us to see where the eyeballs are pointing. And here you will set up the iLook up to how much you want it to go up for the maximum. And same with iLook down and left and right. And you will do the same thing for those. All right, and for the eyelids, you will set it to blend shapes. And here click the circle, select body. And for blinking, select the eye close one and go to none and go to none. So the first one needs to be the eye close and the next ones need to be none. And if you want GoGo Loco, now is the chance to add it to your avatar in the playable layers and the expressions. So I'm gonna press playable layers, customize, and I will click all of this. And I need to locate my GoGo Loco files. All right, and I recommend using Ctrl+S VW. Open the Ctrl+S VW folder and drag the GoGo Loco layers in to the correct slots. All right, and then go to Customize and open the folder with the menus. And depending on which version of GoGo Loco you would like to get, drag the correct parameters and the correct menu. So there are two versions of GoGo Loco. There is GoGo Loco All and GoGo Loco Beyond. Beyond has flying, All doesn't have flying. So if you want to use All, just drag the menu, drag the parameters, and the effects layer you can leave empty for GoGo Loco All. But if you would like to use GoGo Loco Beyond that has flying, you would drag the menu for Beyond, the parameters for Beyond, and you would also use the FX right here. So if you are using Beyond, you will also need to get the head prefab. So open the prefab folder, take the prefab and put it on your avatar. So take the prefab, expand it, expand fly, click on rotation. Here in sources, you will expand this and you will see element 0, so expand this. And you need to click this and put your head bone in there. I will search. All right, and now this should hopefully work. So go to VRC SDK, show control panel. You are gonna need to log in to your account. All right, and you will see a bunch of errors right here, so press autofix. And this first one here shows up because I got GoGo Loco Beyond, which has stations, so this is completely normal to show up. And right here you can fill out all of the information. And select an image for the thumbnail or capture one in the scene. I will select one. And you can build and publish right here. And here press OK, obviously. It will ask you to save your scene, so just go ahead and save it. Alright, and as you can see right here, our avatar got uploaded, and we can use it if we'd like. Here are all of the stats if you want to look at them. And there we go. This is our avatar. If I go to the circle menu, I can go to GoGo Loco and go activate the flying. And as you can see, everything works. Everything works. So yeah, this is your avatar. I will make some like quest fixes later, maybe. Right now, just go to the other tutorial, but just pay in mind the pinned comment